Students, how is everybody doing today? I am doing pretty well. Welcome out to the first ever student showcase where I review your playing, or the students in our community rather. I ask you for submissions and I'll review them here on the live stream. So just give me a second. Let me make sure everything is up and operational first. We're doing this live. So I want to make sure everything's good before we start going through, the videos that I have collected. And I think we have 5 of them today, which is going to be great. And we'll be ready to go. So hopefully this thing shows up, soon would be nice. And of course, what's going on here? All right. Okay, is it starting? Of course there is a problem. Hold on. Okay, hopefully it's starting now. It looks like we're having a little bit of trouble getting it started, so we shall see. Hello. Of course. What in the world? I apologize, everybody. YouTube is giving me trouble. Bad. Weird. Says I'm live. So, hold on. Of course today it would give me trouble, right? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Huh. Okay, testing it out. Testing. 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 It's not working. Okay, giving it another test. We shall see. All right, testing. 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 Oh, it's starting. Unbelievably. I don't know, guys. It was something up with my computer, I guess. I don't know. Pretty freaking weird. So, what a great start to the day. How's everybody doing? Happy to be here with you. I'm sorry if we lost some of you, but, this sort of stuff happens. Hopefully we can get everybody back. So, welcome out to the first ever student showcase, where I'm going to be reviewing your playing here on stream. So we're going to see how this goes. All right, can everybody hear me? Like everything's good, I hope. A good sound and visual. Okay, great. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so there we go. All right, we have you. All right, glad to have everybody with us. Hopefully you're all excited. Today, I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit, but we're going to give it a try here. Actually, I don't really need these today. All right, let me do like an intro. And let me just kind of collect my thoughts here for a second. So, again, I'm not even going to apologize because the technology, you need to step it up, you know? The technology, the Microsoft, step it up. And no, I'm not buying a Mac. I think it was just a weird thing. I don't know. That's never happened before. Okay. All right, I think we're almost ready. Let me get up the first submission from Greg. I didn't get your last name down, Greg, only because I wasn't sure if you wanted to be known by your full name or not. Okay, here we go. Let me just make sure this is working. Okay. And I don't know, I'm going to be streaming some of these videos from YouTube. I hope YouTube doesn't give me a hard time about it. If it does, I'll have to find some way around it for next time. So if this is the first one, there's bound to be weird stuff going on. So here we go. Let me just do an intro here, and then we're going to get right onto it. Hello students, and welcome out to the first ever student showcase. What is it? Well, I asked you to submit your playing or recordings of your playing to me, and I collected them throughout the last few weeks on social media or email. And today I'm going to be reviewing them here live on the live stream. So let's get to our first submission. This let's see, this is by Greg, our student Greg. Let's get the video in here, and I'm going to do my best so you're going to be able to hear it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the video. We're going to listen, and then I'm just going to give you like maybe 1 or 2 things I like about it, maybe 1 to 5 things that I think you can improve upon. So let's see how it goes. Okay. Oh, stop. No, don't go into that. Stop it. Stop, YouTube. Bad YouTube. Bad. All right. Let me check in with the chat. Make sure everybody could hear that. Like I said, it's their first time, doing this. So hopefully you guys could hear it okay. I tried to turn up my microphone, but depending on how people record these, it may be a little bit soft. So I'll try to get around that. Okay, so I really liked it overall, Greg. Like everybody else is saying, it sounded very, very nice. You did a great job of making it sound musical. Like I liked how at the end of the phrases you had like a little bit of like slow down with a like a little bit of a decrescendo there. So I really like that about it. I can't see too much about how close you are to the piano. Judging by the size, your fingers, I believe, your hands look pretty large to me, which is really good for playing piano. I don't know how far you can reach. I'm willing to bet you could reach maybe a tenth. Hey, we got 2 audio streams, Tim. Do we? We shouldn't. Gone contrapuntal. What is going on here? What would be causing this? It shouldn't be. Yeah, well, what's funny is the cancel button. Well, I don't know. Maybe I didn't see it. Is it still whacking out, guys? Is it still weird? Far you can reach. I'm willing to bet you can. Is it fine? Okay. Is the audio fine? Let me know, because I can't go on until I have it fixed, because it doesn't seem like it is. Oh, it's on my end. Oh, great. All right, that's okay. All right, anyway, back to what I was focusing on. It sounded very good. Oh, I was making a comment on how large your hands are. One thing, and this is up to you, because I couldn't see how close you were sitting to the piano. You might want to adjust how far you're sitting close to the piano, because I don't know how tall you are either, but I find with tall students especially, they sit too close to the piano, or people with long arms, and so that kind of tightens up their ability to play up and down the piano. I'm not saying that you're doing it. It's just saying I can't see, so that could be something you might want to check out. Also, I couldn't see. Get a mirror around. You don't have to get it on video, but what I recommend for everybody is get a video or a camera or a mirror, put it around where you're sitting, and look at it. Make sure you're sitting up straight. I'm probably going to say that to a lot of people moving forward. Okay, let me kind of think it over, because I was also kind of checking out everything else that was going on. I really like how you switched instruments. That was cool. You seem to, your rhythm seemed fine. Like it seemed to be right on point. I don't know whether you're practicing with the metronome or not. I think for the next student showcase, I hope that you're going to submit again, because I would really like to hear you play another piece. I thought you did really well on this. I really don't have that much criticism. The only thing I noticed, like right in the beginning, which you kind of corrected right away, is in general, when you're moving up the piano, like ascending, you want your fingertips pointed slightly in that direction. It will just help you out. I noticed in the beginning you were playing up the piano, but your wrist was turned a little bit awkwardly to the wrong side, and your fingertips were, and that will actually make it a little bit harder to play. So watch out for that. That's the only real criticism I had about it. It sounded really good. You might want to also work on playing out the melody a little bit more and dialing back the left hand, because I thought it was a little overpowering, but the way you probably recorded it, it's a little bit hard for me to tell, because I'd really have to be in the room with you to tell 100%, but really, really good. Oh yeah, I was going to get to the point of in the future for the next round of student submissions, I would like for you all to, if you can, send me the sheet music as well. So I'm going into this whole thing blind. I kind of forgot to ask for it, so I got all these submissions and no sheet music to compare it to. because that just kind of gives me a little bit more to go on. I can kind of see what the composer was going for in certain spots. And without the sheet music, I'm not 100% familiar with all these pieces. So for next time around, if you can, it goes for everybody, send me also either a screenshot would be okay, or somehow get the sheet music to me, and it'll give me more. But I really liked it, for sure. You're very welcome, Greg. Katherine, no need to hang your head in shame. It's okay. We all make mistakes. Okay, Adria says, great job. It was a little quiet. We'll have to plug in my earbuds. Still sounds great. Okay. Let me do one thing. Now, what this is going to do is, the reason I never have this turned up as high is because it will pick up noise from like outside and other stuff. But let me turn this up a little bit. Okay. It should be a little bit better. And like I said, every recording is going to be a little bit different. So I hope everybody's enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying it. We had a little bit rocky of a start, but great work from Greg. I thought it was excellent, and I'd love actually if you could submit again next time. Okay, on to the next student's piece. And this is by Fannie. And then we have like 4 more after that. Let me get the video up. Okay, so this one's quite a bit louder, so I think this one you'll be able to hear just fine. Okay, this is Hello Barman. This is oh, let me get it up. That would help, right? This is like a bluesy type of piece. I can tell it's a 12 bar type of thing. So let me get it back to the beginning, and we're going to watch this whole thing. Ready? Yeah, all right. That one was good. Again, I really liked it overall. Some things that I will critique on. Let me get the chat up here, make sure everything's good. So, what I really liked about it is you had steady tempo. You didn't really miss any notes as far as I could tell. I know it was a standard 12-bar blues kind of thing with, that bass line that goes on. Judging by the mirror that you have, which is excellent. Good idea to have a mirror there. And you want to use that mirror to your advantage. So what you want to do is every so often look over to it, and you can see just now, I was looking in the viewfinder here, I wasn't sitting up completely straight. So the tendency is when we play piano, when we're at the computer, when we're on our phone or whatever, we tend to do this over time, and we do it like totally unknowingly. So you don't really want to be like this. It kind of, you would think maybe you should because you're at the piano, but no, you want to sit up a little bit more straight, but you don't want to be overly tense, right? You don't want to be like your muscles are all tensed up because that will defeat the purpose. But, as far as posture, you want to sit up nice and straight. And this still gets me to this day, I'm telling you, and all the time. And that will allow you to move up and down the keyboard. Now your fingers and hands should be relaxed, which is another thing I noticed about your playing. Now I'm not sure whether it's just the way your hands naturally fall on the piano. But, all of our teachers, our piano teachers, tell us to curve our fingers. So we curve them like that. And for me, anyway, this amount of curve is too much, right? They're plenty curved. But I can feel in my hand the muscles being tense. And that's not good. That kind of defeats the purpose. One of the reasons we don't want to play with flat fingers, there's a few, but the main reason is that when you have flat fingers, which you don't have, you're definitely on the curve side. It's bad because your muscles are tensed up to maintain that sort of posture with your fingers. So when I curve my fingers, I leave them flat and then I just relax all my muscles, and they kind of end up like this where they're curved, but they're not like this where I'm like actually grasping on something. I find that makes it harder to play. Now, you might want to experiment with like how far back you're playing from the piano. It could be that you're maybe up a little bit too far. Couldn't completely tell by your video. Like I said, I only have so much information to go on, but I would work on that. Work on your posture. Work on getting your fingers nice and comfortable. Like I said, your hand might just naturally get into that shape. And I'm just, I just think it's a little bit odd for me. So I'm just kind of giving you that feedback. But, yeah, and then about the playing, what I would do, actually, I had an interesting thought. I listened to this a little bit earlier. And, like, when I do the 12-bar blues, right, like, I can do, I need the headphones on for this. So when I do the 12-bar blues, I can hear myself really well there. Hold on. And I'm trying to figure out what the bass line was. But anyway, when I do the 12-bar blues, I do a round where like I'm playing the chord of the piece. Then what I do is, what I recommend you do is figure out the scale of the piece. So when I do the B-flat blues, it happens to be the B-flat blues scale because that's what key I'm working with, what notes I'm picking from. And what I want you to start to practice to do, Fannie, is start to practice improvising. So play it exactly like you did. And then what you want to do is you want to keep playing that bass line again, over and over, but see if with your right hand you can start to make up your own sort of tune, or maybe even take the tune that they gave you with your right hand and change up the rhythms. Just change it up just a little bit each time, and just sort of, because the blues is such a perfect gateway into beginning to improvise, which can be very intimidating at first, but it's very worthwhile because you'll come up with something that's yours first of all, out of your own mind and soul. And it's also just really fun to play. You just feel really accomplished doing that. So what I recommend, other than the posture thing, is to see if you can branch out from this. Play it one round like you did, and then another round where you start to make up a little bit of your own. Like I said, you can just change up the rhythm if you want. You can maybe add in a couple of notes that weren't there. Just get creative with it. You have to know a little bit of music theory to get good at that sort of thing, but give it a shot. When I first started to improvise, I was terrible at it for years, actually. Maybe not years, but for a couple of months at least. But it's so rewarding to be able to come up with something cool on the spot. So work on that. I think that's great. Send me another submission if you want for next month. I would love to hear possibly either like this again with some of the things that I've talked about, or I would like to hear you play like something in a different genre, like other than blues. So it's up to you whether you want to do the same thing and build on it or something brand new. Thank you so much for your submission. I loved it. And I hope to hear another one from you again. All right, everybody. Let's take a look here. Very nice. I agree. That was a really good submission. Really solid, too. Solid performance. Nothing No notes missed, at least that I could tell. And again, if for next time, I'm going to say this a few times. If anybody can get me the music sheet to what they're playing, I can, of course, give you even a little bit more beyond that. All right, I hope Catherine's ready. I know Catherine told me earlier, she's like, when it's my turn, I'm going to be so ready. All right, let's see here. Let me get this up here, guys and gals, and we're going to see how it goes. Wow, she's got a message for me and everything. All right, let me get this full screened. Let's get this up. This is from our great student, Katherine. Ready, go. Yeah, I love. You're very welcome, Catherine. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Perfect. Okay. You know what I really like about this? The perseverance, right? You had the clips in there where you weren't doing so well, and then you just kept going, and then it got a lot better. It obviously still wasn't perfect. You'll let me know that in the comments of the video. But I really liked it. Let me get up the chat here so I can do that. Okay, let's take a look here. Yeah, you know what? This one was like almost different. It was different than the other submissions I got in that your posture and everything actually looked really, really good. And it looked like you're pretty accustomed to recording yourself on video. I believe you have a YouTube channel of your own, if I am not mistaken. I really liked it overall, believe it or not. I think it went better than you thought. It wasn't like something that was concert ready, but it didn't really need to be. Now let me open up the video again, and I don't know if this time, I think I'm just gonna find where the sheet music was. Where did that pop up? Oh no, that's the wrong one. That explains it. Hold on. I need to bring it back up here just so I can look at it. Okay. There it is. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so you made a comment about not getting the ornaments smooth enough. I thought for the most part they were fine. But what I would do is if you want to smooth out your ornaments, and actually I would do this with the entire piece. I think this is going to solve your ornaments problem as well as like the slowdowns that happen and the other problems that you're having. Are you familiar with practicing with a metronome? Because if you're not, I would start, even if you don't have the notes on this one already, take the parts that you've been playing for a while, like the beginning, and then maybe like you could probably do the whole thing. But if it starts to get too tricky for you, you might just want to go through, get the notes. Anyway, I would go through the metronome, set it slower to whatever it tells you in the beginning of the piece. You know how in the beginning of the piece it says adagio, or it gives you a number. So set it lower than what they recommend and go through it. And what I would do is I would go through I would do it measure by measure, like we talked about so many times, and just see if you can get those ornaments down with the metronome. That'll make sure that your rhythm is really nice and tidy. And then what you want to do is actually what I did in the Tuesday tip I put out this week, where what you want to start doing is practicing like from the second half of one measure into the first half of the next to get the transitions down, and then do that. So go through a slow practice with the metronome. I would even slow it down slower than what you're currently playing, and then maybe do it a few times with the metronome, and then do it a playthrough where you try it at the faster tempo again and see how that works out for you. I like your melodic phrasing. I thought your balance between both hands was good for the most part. I think the thing you're just struggling with is getting to the right note at the right time, which is something that you'll just have to work through. I think the metronome thing will help you out. Another thing I would work on, but I wouldn't work on it yet because this is something that you should bring in later. I would like to hear more dynamics, right? So I especially noticed it right at the next to last measure, next to last line. Geez, I keep mixing those up today. Whereas pianissimo, I would have loved to hear like a really nice difference there compared to the other line, which was piano, and then the line before that was forte. So it looks to me that, at least from the second page, from what I can see, is that from the middle of the line or middle of the page, it gets progressively softer, like at the beginning of each of those lines. So see if you can add in those finer details after you've practiced with the notes. I think something like getting from forte to piano or pianissimo wouldn't be too much to add in right away, but see what you can do there. I really think the metronome practice would help you immensely with this. I would love to hear this again in a month or two. Same piece. You can send me a different piece if you want, but I actually want to hear this same piece. I want to hear your progress on it, and then check up with me during the stream or afterwards in the comments or through email. And then I'll give you a plan from there on how you can improve there. So yeah, but great submission. I like how you stuck with it. I enjoyed the the editing of the video, and then I enjoyed your playing once you got into it. It sounded nice. All right, thank you for that submission. I really appreciate everybody who took their time to send me something. Katherine says, thanks, Tim. Yes, I get out of tempo between sections. Yeah, so the metronome will help you out. Pedaling is mystery. Okay, great. I'm glad you brought that up because I totally forgot that you said that in the video. Pedaling. Generally, the rule of thumb on pedaling is that you want to pedal whenever a chord changes. So for this piece, looking at it, you have this Alberti bass kind of pattern. Is that right? No. Sorry, it's a little fuzzy on my end looking at the video. You have this Alberti bass pattern. So what I would do is I would hold down, I would change and lift up on the pedal real quick in the middle of every measure, like right exactly in the middle. So you have the group of the 4 16th notes here. Lift, 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 lift. So I think you get the idea, because that's how often the arpeggio or the Alberti bass changes there. If you're struggling, see the thing about me, which is weird because it's like the only thing in music that has ever happened to me. I have such a natural way of pedaling that my teacher has never really had to correct me on it, which is weird because I've had to be corrected on many other things. But what I can tell you is if you have struggle getting in all the notes, getting in the rhythms, getting all the dynamics, and the pedaling all at the same time, what you want to do is just do what I do or did. Just take that left hand part and add in the pedaling, because that's really what you're going to be focusing on to get the pedaling right. You very rarely, it happens, but you very rarely will pedal based on what's going on in the treble clef. It happens, but I would say not as often because the left hand is what has the harmony of the piece. Okay. Let's see what the next submission has in store for us. So let me see. This submission is by everybody's favorite student, the Bird 101. I wasn't sure whether you wanted me to use your real name, the Bird 101. So I just stuck with that because that's what we know you by anyway. Okay, let me get it up. This is Go the Distance from the movie Hercules. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, there we go. Okay, restart. Sorry. All right, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Okay, back to the stream. Okay, the bird thinks it's too fast. I honestly didn't. It's been a while since I've seen the movie though. It seemed fine to me. I didn't think it was too fast. But it might be. I'm not sure. What I do like to comment on, what I liked is, again, your posture seemed pretty good from what I could see. So you didn't really have that problem going on. You seem to have a pretty good idea on how this piece works, have the notes down. There was a spot when you flip the page, I don't know whether that was the second, third page or what, but you definitely slowed down after that. So whatever section that was, and you just seemed a little bit unsure of the notes there. So make sure you star that section, go over, whether it's 2 or 3 measures, and go over that again and again. Because I noticed it was noticeably slower, and then eventually you got back up to where you were. But overall, beautiful job. Let me think about it for a second. One thing I noticed was, and now I'm not sure whether it's your position of the camera on the piano. That's the only downside to this, is if you put the camera like right at the edge of the piano, you get a great view of the piano, which I really appreciated. I could see a lot about your fingers. Like I said, your posture and your fingers look good to me though. But what happens there, especially on an acoustic piano like yours, is the sound is coming from like right there. So what happens on my end, and this is something I think you'll want to work on anyway, because I think it's probably still an issue, is that everything sounds flat as far as dynamics goes. So everything to me just sounded loud. The right hand and left hand were the same volume kind of thing. I didn't really hear a whole lot of it getting softer at any point where I felt like it should have gotten softer. It has that like those sweet moments to the piece. That I think you could even slow down a little bit and get softer. So even without that issue of the recording, I think that's something you'll want to work on, because I think you can definitely bring that out more. So the other thing is dial back your left hand a bit. I feel like your left hand was a little bit overpowering, and try to bring out your right hand a little bit more. Although, you know what, I think the way you played it, based on what I could hear and see, is your right hand's fine. It's just your left hand. Dial back your left hand a little bit, and I think you'll be good to go. But I really enjoyed your playthrough. I thought it was great. I would love to hear you play again next month. Maybe something different, maybe the same thing. That goes with everybody. If you want to just play the same thing you played this month, just improved, that'd be great. Or send me something new, like preferably a little bit different of a style. But great submission. Thank you so much, Bird 101. I really liked it. And yeah, just work on balancing out your hands a little bit more, adding in maybe some dynamic, softer touches to the whole thing. And I think it would be great. Yeah, how long has everybody been playing for? I even want to know Katherine and everybody else that played today. Or just anybody in general. Greg, Bernadine. But yeah, great job, everybody. This has been fantastic so far. Okay, we still have 1 or 2. We have 1. This was like a last-minute submission, or like when I posted yesterday about it. We got one in here. This is by Vova, V-O-V-A. Now, let me get this up. And they told me that in whatever country they're in, it's like 4 a.m. right now, so they may not be in attendance today, but let's give a listen here, shall we? Let me get it up for everybody, and we're going to give a listen here to this. Yeah, I just want to pause it for a second because I have some thoughts and I don't want to go through the whole 9 minutes without me, so I don't forget anything. Okay, beautiful so far. And I think everybody can notice that you are definitely farther along than a lot of the students we have on the channel. And I'm willing to bet that you have a private lesson teacher or you are in a music school or something. And if not, you really should be, to tell you the truth, because you really have some talent going on. What I noticed in the beginning is I actually feel like, now I notice you have really long fingers, but I feel like that they're a little bit, that you're sitting back maybe even a little bit too far. I can't tell 100%, but as long as you're comfortable playing the piano, they just look a little bit too flat to me. But like I talked about earlier, it's all about comfort and how your fingers fall in the key. So it might not be an issue. One thing I would have liked to see is you had a part where you had this like run coming down, da 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 da, or something similar to that. I would have liked the very last two notes, da da, that had that slur there. I would have liked to have you come off the volume a bit. I know this isn't very sophisticated the way I'm talking about it. This is something actually I would love to have the sheet music for to look at. But yeah, you had this run coming down, like just come off of that like sweetly. I felt like you came off of it a little bit too much and then you were on to the next thing. I thought it would have been a very nice like little musical thing to have like a little tiny decrescendo there on the end of that run. You had a run a couple of minutes ago. I don't know. I can't really tell you where it was in the piece, but I'm not as familiar with this one. But you had a run where I'm not sure if you were hitting the right notes or not. But it was weird as the other ones, it looked like you were spot on. So I'm not sure whether that section's just like that or maybe you have a section where maybe you're not, it's not quite as well learned as the rest. So again, like this is a tip that goes for everybody, is star those areas that give you a little bit of trouble that you notice are sloppy, right? Like I think one thing even seasoned piano players do is they'll learn a piece and there's sections they know are sloppy, right? And what do they do? Even the best, the good ones, they slam down the pedal and do that. Not saying that you're doing that, but you still, even as good as you are, you want to be on the lookout for sections that you know that aren't quite as clear and quite as concise as the others. So you want to, really, really work those through. Beautiful playing so far. I just wanted to get those thoughts out there. We're going to listen to the whole 9 minutes here. So here we go. We're going to continue. Oh. Let me do this real quick. Right there, that run could have been better. Brilliant. Brilliant. Whoa, okay. What a way to end the evening. I'm still going to stick around for a little bit. Fantastic, honestly. And I want you to tell me, Vavo, right? If I got your name right. I want you to tell me what your musical background is. So please email me in the comments, whatever. I need to know, like, how long have you been playing? Please tell me you have a teacher. Please tell me that you're in music school, because if you came this far on your own, you're a prodigy pretty much. But I hope that you have some instructors helping you out with this. If not, get some. One thing I want everybody to notice about the playing in that video was whenever Vavo was playing, like, runs up the piano, I don't know the piece, but you notice that his fingertips gently pointed in that direction, coming down. Now, if some of the octaves and things like that, they were pointing a different kind of way, or maybe straight, and there's some patterns where you're really just going to have to use what fits for your hand. So, one thing I was going to say, scratch what I said earlier about your fingers being too flat. I think they're perfect for your hand, honestly, because your hand's obviously way larger than mine. So to me, it looks a little bit flatter. But the way you were playing, I could tell that you don't have any problems with that. Like, you're playing very comfortably. up. I did make a mention of like a couple of runs you did that I felt were really sloppy. Maybe other people here couldn't really tell. But I could tell that they were just a little bit fuzzy, a little bit sloppy there with the rhythm, or maybe you missed a note here or there. And like I said, you probably know where those spots are. Absolutely brilliant. What I would do at your level is, if you're not doing it already, listen to every once in a while. You don't want to listen to recordings too often because then you're not really doing your own thing when playing. But I would listen to like somebody extremely well known who's a really professional piano player play this, because you'll be able to pick out things that they do that you're like, oh, that's really interesting. I didn't think to slow down at that part or put a rubato or slur maybe those notes together, or maybe keep them a little separated. I didn't think that. That's what I did in music school. My professor in the beginning, he would say, don't listen to any recordings, develop it on your own. But then as we got closer to the performances, he would say, all right, listen to some recordings and just see if you can, borrow an idea or two, because you're going to hear something that you're going to be like, oh my God, that's brilliant, and I'm going to take it and incorporate it and make it your own. You always want to make the playing your own, even though it is kind of a thing where you're doing what the composer, has composed. But brilliant. I want to know your music background. Please tell me. Fantastic. And I think you've inspired everybody here, maybe intimidated a few folks, but incredible. I really, really think that you have what it takes to be a concert level pianist. I really do. And I don't know if you are already. I wouldn't be surprised if you tell me that you are. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like I said, if you have no training whatsoever, dude, you need to get hooked up with somebody that's like the highest level you can imagine, because you have a real talent. I would like to hear you against my student Wolfgang. Not against, like, not to pit you against each other, but he's come a long way, and I would just love to hear. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show him the video of your playing. He's a student. I'm not going to give you his real name because he always wants me to call him Wolfgang, but he's a student that I met that he originally lived in China, and he pretty much learned piano from my videos. And I forget exactly how, but somehow a music professor at a conservatory heard him play and kind of took him under his wing, and now he's playing in this conservatory, and like he has just grown into this like really amazing musician. I mean, he still has much further to go, but and the kid's like I want to say like 18 maybe now, and I met him when he was like 14. And I noticed right away he had a talent. So I love to show him this recording of you playing, because I think he would like that. And I'll try to get a recording of him playing for everybody here. But I had a fantastic time tonight. It was the first one of the student showcase, so I knew there was going to be a little bit of weirdness. The technology glitch in the beginning I didn't predict. But as we do it more and more, I'm going to get more and more used to it. I think, like I said, for next time, you don't have to send me the sheet music absolutely. Like if you just don't have it in digital format or you can't get it to me, that's fine. But if you get me the sheet music, I'll be able to comment even a little bit more than I could. Because all these I was pretty much unfamiliar with. So I was kind of going into it blind. But as we do this, we're going to get better and better. You're going to get better and better. I'm going to get better and better. But I had a lot of fun. I thought it turned out really, really well. What I want to tell you, Julio says who was playing, and they just told me that their name was Vova. They have Vova. And they sent me an email from an address that wasn't even in English. And I wasn't sure what it was because I'm an idiot. I'm a stupid American. And I only know things that are written in English. I could tell if it was written in French or like Spanish, but this language I didn't know. But anyway, what I was going to get it to is if you are interested, if you liked what you saw today and you're interested in submitting for the student showcase, because I would love you to, you're welcome to. how it works is that I'm going to do this at the end of every month, either the last live stream of the month or the next to last one. We're going to have the student showcase, and throughout the month, I'm just going to collect submissions from students, and then we're going to do exactly what we did today. I'm going to play them. I'm going to give you some critiques on them, and we're going to do this for every month. So there is no due date for these. If you send me them really late in the month, I might push them back to the next month. But that's how it works. During the month, I collect them. At the end of the month, I'll review them. Next month, same thing. I'll collect them throughout the month. You submit them to me. I review them. Email them to me, tim@lessonsontheweb.com. You can also send me a Facebook message with the link. And yeah, I think those two spots are probably the best way to submit for that. Jeremy says I'm not stupid. I'm very smart. Yeah, I'm pretty aware. I'm pretty aware like that. I'm just kidding. That's why I said that. It takes some brains to put together what I have. I do recognize that, but I also don't want to go on a huge ego trip either. Yeah. Adrian says there's always something awkward that happens. Let me get the chat in here. Something happens before something like this. I agree. And I knew that being the first one, there was going to be some weirdness, but it turned out really great. And I loved hearing everybody's songs as well, Greg. I thought it turned out great. Thanks, Tim. It was such an encouraging idea. You're welcome, Katherine. And anybody that, like I said, anybody that submitted today, I would love to hear an update from you on either the same piece or something different. I would love that. What was I going to say? Oh, Russia. Okay. So Vova's from Russia. Wait, is playing music Vova? Oh, it is you. Playing music is Vova from Russia. 4 years in general. That is incredible, honestly. That's really good for being 4 years in. Where did you learn? Okay, I need to improve my small techniques, such as run from treble to bass. I noticed that. Yep, it was me. I listened to Zimmerman. Okay. It's 2 years as self-taught and 1.5 with a teacher. You're really good. Get into a music school, please. Please. If you can. Like, if you can afford it or whatever. Get into a conservatory or something. Keep going to a teacher. It's working out great. Don't get me wrong. But you need to get, as time goes on, you need to be reaching for something higher. You know what I mean? Like, never get to the point where you're like, yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm just going to keep learning Chopin, which is great. But you should have, if you don't already, you very well could, you should have dreams. Like, really. I'm not even kidding with you. That's incredible. I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by everybody, to be honest. Encourages others to improve. I agree. He says, thanks, Tim, and all the students who played tonight for their performances. You made me very happy to be among you as a newcomer that I am. All right. I wanted to, we're over time a little bit, but that's no problem. I'll stick around for a little bit. And then one thing I realized is that this was only 5 submissions. Yeah, 5. As I get more, I could get like 10 or 20 next month. What I may have to do is if I start getting a lot, like 20, I'm probably going to split it up into another live stream. We'll just do like the last 2 live streams of the month doing the student showcase rather than just the one. And then they might even be 2-hour streams rather than one. I'm too old. What? I guess piano will be only... How old are you? You don't seem that old. I mean, I've only seen your arms, but they don't look wrinkled to me. You don't look like you're old. Because it's too late, I believe, to become a professional pianist. I disagree. I disagree. If you feel comfortable let me know how old you are, either here in the chat or through email. I would love to know, because I don't think you're too old. Adria says, I would like to take part, but it would take a while. That's fine. I'd love to have you play Adria. Either way, now playing music for that much practice, you have a great potential. I agree. Yeah, there's no age to learn piano. Say you're 17. You're 17. You are 17. Dude. It is not too late. I'm telling you, 17 is young. I can see if you were like, I'm 35, even then I'd be like, go for it. Honestly, go for it. But you're 17. Do you know how like absolutely incompetent I was at 17? I mean, I could play piano, but not that well. You're probably better. You're definitely better than me now. I'm just getting back into practicing, and I've made strides. But now that I heard you play, yeah, you can. Bird 101 can definitely submit again. Everybody, you can submit as many times as you want, but only one submission per month, and only one piece per submission. So you can submit again in February, March, April, May, June, July. But what you can't do is you can't give me 5 submissions in February. You know what I mean? You're just one per month. Jeremy's 29. I'm older than that, and I don't feel old. I feel great. 17 is not too old. Dude, go for it. If that's what you want. If you don't want that in your life and you just like playing as a hobby, that's fine. Do that. But consider it. Please. Please. Yeah, he does have a channel, right? Because that wasn't a pre-recorded video I did. I mean, it was, but... Whew, baby. I'm going to share your channel just on chat here if you don't mind, Vova. Yeah, he told me that he has like a ton of... He only has 14 subscribers. How is that possible? You should have like 100,000. All right, where are we? Vova's channel. Please subscribe, everybody. Honestly. Oh, Jeremy was joking. All right. Yeah, I say go for it. Please. I mean, do what you want out of life. Don't make me push you into something that you just don't want to do. But I'm telling you, you have what it takes. You really do. You really do. I'm gonna show, if it's cool with you, I'm gonna show you your recording to my friend Wolfgang. Because he's around your age, and I think he would love it. I'm just blown away. 200,000. Yeah, you need 200,000, dude. All right. I want to give some like last. We're not ending yet, but I do want to kind of just tell you what's going on with the channel into February. So, I have courses over my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, but I'm not going to talk about those tonight so much, but just throwing that out there if you want to check it out. All right, if you're interested in attending on a regular basis, you're digging what's going on here, fill out this form. You'll get an email 30 minutes before you meet. I find it's a little bit more reliable than YouTube. But if you scroll down here, by the way, you go to my webpage, pianolessonsontheweb.com, and you click on community. Kind of skipped that part. Sorry about that. So today was a student showcase. Sunday is Piano Theory number 1. This is a new series that I made because I recognize that there's a lot of students who don't understand, like they understand music theory, but they don't understand how it's going to help them play piano. And I'm going to make this series to hopefully correct that. And then you can read what we're going to be talking about. We finally have the DC Alfine Alcoda lesson that I promised somebody a long time ago. I don't even remember who it was, but thank you for being patient with that. So check out what we're going to be doing. At the end of February, we're going to have another student showcase. The 22nd, the next to last one on that month, is why you should learn the soundtrack to Undertale. So I've not been shutting up about Undertale for the last month, 2 months, because I've been playing a lot of the selections out of the soundtrack, and it's just amazing. And I'm going to give you a lesson on why I think you should learn. You should also learn these pieces, even if you're not a video game player, you're not even into Undertale. But then I'm also going to record myself playing all the ones that I've learned so far, because I think they're sounding really good, and I would love to play for you guys more. Like I said, I've just gotten back into practicing after moving and everything going on, so I can do that, and it would be really cool to get into really playing for somebody again. All right, I feel like there was something else, right? Oh, I want to show you guys something. Now, I want to hold off. Oh, did I not show you this the whole time? Here's the calendar. I wanted to hold off because I didn't want it to I wanted this to be like an afterthought thing. But anyway, if you go to what is socialblade.com, and actually if you type in lessons on the web, it'll take you to this page. So if you're ever curious about like how the channel's doing, you check out this page in terms of like numbers. Now, I'm really, really excited, and I got to tell you why. Over the last few months, you can see here since August, there's been a sharp increase in the amount of subscribers and the amount of views the channel has been getting. Also, recently, within the last week or two, I've had a couple videos that I made that started to pop off, which means they're doing really well. And this number, like the next month, is going to jump way up again. So the channel is growing by it's growing really, really strong. Like in the beginning of the year, I had a goal. I was at about 100 subscribers a month in the beginning of the year, just the beginning of this month. And my goal was that by the end of the year to be at 200 subscribers a day. And you see here we hit like 199, 136, 198, 191, 163, 135. The day's not complete yet. So we're already like getting close to what my goal was. So it's really incredible. At this rate, we're going to hit 100,000 subscribers. I predict around the 6-year anniversary of the channel, which is going to be like April, like the beginning of April. I think we'll hit it, which will be really cool. We're going to hit it like right at the same time pretty much. At least the way things are growing now. If they continue to grow the way they have, I'm going to hit it sooner. But I've just been really like ecstatic about this the last really since August, since it's begun to happen, but especially like in the last week, because things are getting like mind-bogglingly good in terms of growth and everything, and I'm just like blown away by this. And I didn't want to bring it up like in the beginning of the lesson or before, because I don't want it to sound like I don't want that to be what the channel's about, is like, oh, we need as many viewers and subscribers as possible. But I just want to share it with you because I'm really excited about it. I really am. It's been 6 years of like really, really, really hard work. It really has. And you guys know that. So it's when something like that pays off, it's very, very exciting. Bro, I appreciate it. Says playing music. You're very welcome. So on February 28th, that's my birthday. All right. Bird 101. That's terrific. Thank you so much, everybody. Let me get the chat in here. Jeremy has given us a $5 super chat. Tim is the best. Smiley face emoji. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I really, really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for the super chat. Katherine says, that's wonderful, Tim. I found you 5 years ago when I started playing. So happy for you. Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Katherine. 5 years ago, I was probably at like 10,000 maybe, so you were pretty early on. Yeah. So I'm really, really thrilled. And actually, it's going to continue to keep going up because I really know what I'm doing here on YouTube. I think Play Music says it's growing because of the high quality content, and that's true. That's really big part of it. Another big part of it is I finally learned how to make good titles and thumbnails, and that really helps because you need the quality of the content. You need higher viewer retention, which is like how many people are watching at the end of the video, like still watching throughout. Like it'll give you a percentage. Like 50% is considered very, very good. That's what you want to aim for. And then, titles and thumbnails is really important as well. And then coming up with good topics and good lessons. So it all kind of mixes together for that. So thanks, everybody. I'm loving your vids. So much, even though I found your channel about a week ago. Well, thank you so much, Playing Music. I appreciate that. Adrian says you literally have a new subscriber each week. Well, I would hope so. I'm getting 200 a day. Piano Lady says fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Piano Lady. I have no idea when I found you, Tim, but I'm glad I did. I would say I first started to see you pop up in the live stream sometime in 2016, like late 2016, I want to say, in the live stream. I don't know how long you were watching before that. Jeremy says, you're very welcome, Tim. You're a great person. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I appreciate that very much. Greg, thank you so much, Greg, for this $5 super chat. Thank you so much for helping support our channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Carol says, so happy for you, Tim. I'm certainly glad I found you on YouTube. You're a good teacher. Inspire me to keep plugging along. Well, great. Glad to have you with us, Carol, as well. You're also a long-time student of ours, and I appreciate it, for sure. Can you play accordion? No. Unfortunately, I cannot, Amir. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. Greg says, congratulations, Tim. Well, thank you so much. But I just want to share that because I'm really excited about it. So we're going to end things here because we're half an hour usually over what we're doing, and my voice is cutting out. I hope it doesn't. I hope it's better by Sunday. But anyway, I'm going to get some rest. Thanks for your submissions. Thanks for attending the live streams. Thanks for all your support. It's really made my entire world. Seriously. Like, I'm able to make a living at it. And I love doing it. So I think everybody wins. So thanks, everybody. Naomi says, first time here, very excited. Well, Naomi, thank you for coming so much. Unfortunately, you caught us at the tail end of things, but we will meet again on Sunday, the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Carol's been watching my older videos for a review. Ooh, I don't know how to feel about that. I think the older videos are probably better than I think they are. I always look back and you're like, oof, what was I thinking? Anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Love you. Thanks for coming by. Really appreciate all of you. And yeah, I agree. Special evening. A first. I think it's even a first for YouTube. I really do. I've never seen on another piano channel something like we did today where you get submissions of the community and you critique them. I've never seen that before. I could be wrong, but it's definitely a first for our channel, and that's what matters. So everybody, thank you so much. I'm going to see you very soon on Sunday. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next lesson.